Let's start with the most talked about aspect of PiNetwork, the $314,159 consensus value. It's critical to understand that this isn't a market price determined by open trading on a centralized exchange. Pi's Mainnet is still in a closed phase, and this figure is a community consensus value, a symbolic valuation proposed and upheld by its millions of users, known as pioneers. The number itself is a nod to the mathematical constant pi, 3.14159, a brilliant piece of branding that has galvanized a massive global community. But is it just hype? Proponents argue that this consensus value represents the long-term potential of Picoin, a belief that the value of a digital asset can be shaped not by speculators, but by the utility and engagement of its user base. They see it as a reflection of the collective contributions of millions of users, from mining the coin on their smartphones to building the ecosystem itself. This idea is revolutionary. While other crypto assets are subjected to the whims of whales and institutional investors, Pi is attempting to build an economy where value is a function of participation. This is a deliberate and fundamental shift away from the traditional financial model, and it's what makes the project so intriguing. A beacon of stability in a volatile sea. One of Pi's most compelling features is its apparent resistance to market volatility. In a landscape defined by dramatic price swings, Picoin maintains its consensus value. This isn't a fluke, it's a direct result of its economic model. While other cryptocurrencies lose value during market downturns, Pi's value is being determined by active participation, not market speculation. This creates a more sustainable ecosystem that is less vulnerable to the forces that cause sudden crashes. For many users, this offers a sense of security and a new kind of stability in their digital investments. This model is a powerful social experiment. It's a test of whether a community, through collective belief and contribution, can create and sustain value independent of the traditional financial system. It's a bold vision, and for millions of users, it's proving to be a compelling alternative to the roller coaster ride of the broader crypto market. If you're finding this deep dive into PiNetwork as thought-provoking as I am, and you want to stay on the cutting edge of crypto, then you need to hit that like button and subscribe to the TJ Crypto World channel. Your support helps us bring you this in-depth analysis. Don't forget to ring the bell so you never miss a new video. The PiNetwork ecosystem, utility beyond the hype. The PiNetwork is not just about the coin or its consensus value. It's a comprehensive ecosystem that is being built to support a real-world digital economy. From marketplaces to payment systems, the project is showing signs of building a practical, functional network. Real-world utility. We're seeing more and more businesses, from restaurants in South Korea to local merchants in Indonesia, beginning to accept Picoin at its consensus value. Ecosystem apps. Initiatives like Pi Chain Mall, Pi Payment, and Pi Apps demonstrate that the network is moving beyond a simple mining app to a full-fledged platform with real-world utility. A global community. With over 50 million active users, PiNetwork has the user base to drive global adoption on a scale that few other projects can match. This is particularly relevant in developing countries, where access to traditional financial services is limited. Pi offers an accessible alternative that doesn't rely on traditional banking infrastructure. The ability to transact without relying on traditional Know Your Customer, KYC protocols, as discussed in previous concepts, further enhances Pi's appeal as an inclusive financial solution. It has the potential to open doors for millions of people who have been excluded from the global financial system. The skepticism, challenges, and the path forward. Of course, a claim as audacious as a $314,159 consensus value doesn't come without its fair share of skepticism. Critics question whether this value can be sustained once Picoin enters open market trading. Others raise concerns about regulatory compliance and integration with global financial systems. Without support from financial institutions and regulators, Pi may struggle to gain recognition as a legitimate digital currency. These are valid concerns. The path to a global, community-driven economy is not without its challenges. The PiNetwork's journey will be filled with regulatory hurdles, technical obstacles, and the constant scrutiny of a skeptical market. However, advocates argue that their community-driven, contribution-based approach represents a new path forward, one that doesn't need to follow traditional models. They believe that if the community can maintain its conviction, build out its utility, and attract more real-world adoption, the consensus value could become a self-fulfilling prophecy. The future of Pi coin is a fascinating experiment at the intersection of technology, psychology, and economics. Conclusion: a new economic vision. In a market defined by volatility and fear, Pi coin stands as a beacon of hope and a symbol of a new economic vision. The $314,159 consensus value is more than just a number. It's a representation of a passionate community, a commitment to a new way of defining value, and the potential of blockchain technology to create a fairer, more inclusive financial system. The journey ahead is filled with challenges, but the early signs are promising. PiNetwork is not just a cryptocurrency, it's a movement, a social experiment, and a blueprint for a contribution-based economy. Whether it succeeds or not, one thing is certain. PiNetwork is sparking a vital conversation about how we define value, participation, and the future of digital finance. Thank you all so much for tuning in and being a part of the TJ Crypto World community. Your passion for this space is what makes this channel so great. If you found this information valuable, please hit that like and subscribe button, and make sure you check out some of our other videos on the channel right here. Let's keep this conversation going and stay ahead of the curve. Until next time, stay safe in the markets.